Well, in a day where we are more and more conscious of the types of food, I should say, that we put into our bodies, many people choose to go back to the past and back to basics and can their own foods. But to do it the right way, you want to be safe. So today we have June Pugh from the UT Extension Office to tell us how some upcoming classes can put us in better control of our own diet and make sure that we're safe while we do it.
Absolutely.
June, thanks for joining us.
Sure.
Okay, so first off, canning does seem to be a tradition of the olden years, but it's still completely relevant to today.
Oh my gosh, I did a class last week and everybody there was in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. So it's amazing. It's just made a resurgent. And like you said, people want to know where their food comes from and what's in it.
And this is a great way because it's super simple and we're in control of the entire process based on what, how we can it, what we put into our different brines or things like that in the can. So talk us through the process a little bit.
Okay, well, it's easy and it really depends on what type of food that you're going to be processing to which one of these canners that you'll use. This one is just a large pot, and it has a lid. I forgot the lid. And it's going to have a wire rack in the bottom of it, and all that does is keep your jars from hitting the bottom. And you're going to use that for your high-acid foods, things that don't need pressure, things like jams, jellies, and pickled products.
Right.
This canner over here, this is the pressure canner.
The pressure one. It used to terrify me when I was little.
It's the one that's got some gauges that go with it, and down at the bottom you see another rack there, and that's going to do the same purpose. All it does is keep the jars off the bottom of it because it's so hot. And you can see the gasket around this one, and you need to replace that occasionally when it gets dried and cracked. But this is for foods that just boiling it aren't going to be enough to kill all that bacteria. So you're going to build up the pressure in it. So that's going to be like your green beans you can. I'm sure you use the pressure canner for that. And you're going to have some type of gauge on the top of it. And this is kind of like a pressure canner at home that jiggles, you know.
Always listen for the jiggle and the whistle.
Exactly, exactly. So, once you get used to it and you kind of understand why you do certain things, it's not as intimidating.
Absolutely. Just learning the process. Now, how is canning a little bit different than maybe just freezing some of these food items?
Well, freezing is much easier. All you do is primarily blanch the food, and that's going to stop the enzyme growth. And that's almost any food you can freeze, okay. It's a lot easier, but you're going to have freezer space in order to keep it.
Absolutely. And then I always have to worry if the power goes out too. It's always a concern. Canning, you can just stick it. We keep ours down in the basement, so it's kind of cellar temperature.
Right.
But absolutely. Now, talk about the jars. Can we recycle jars year to year? Do we have to buy new jars every year?
You can reuse your mason type jars, those that are specifically made for canning, but you can't recycle peanut butter and mayonnaise jars. I have seen those just break all over the place when people have tried to use them before. Those were meant to be used one time and then recycled into the recycling container.
It's a little bit different type of glass and thickness,
right?
Yeah,
it's tempered. The canning jars are tempered, and they even make freezer jars, which I like to use for storing things in the freezer.
And how long, once something's canned, how long does it normally last?
1 year.
1 year.
Because foods can, become unsealed. The jars can become unsealed. So one year.
I always, check that push button on top.
Yeah,
I always call it the push button. I don't know the technical name. I'm sure there is one. Okay, but for those of us that are new, you have some courses coming up. So tell us the details on the classes.
We do. We have 3 more classes this summer. We've got 1 on July 12th and 2 on July 19th. One on the 12th is at John A. Patton Center in Tiftonia, and the other 2 are at my office. 2 of them are in the evening, 6 to 8, and then 1 of them is from 10 to 12.
Do we need to pre-register?
Absolutely. There is a $20 fee, and that pays for all the materials and lots of tasting.
Perfect. So is the easiest way to register the website there on the screen?
It is, or you can call our office, either one.
All right, June, thanks for telling us all these details and getting us ready for a time when our gardens are ready for harvest and we can go ahead and set back some food for the year ahead. June, we'll talk to you again a little bit later this year.
Thanks.